Hey guys, welcome back to the AddMeGamers. This is Dan and I'm continuing, of course, game 2 between EGDeMusliM and MvpTAils. This time we are in the Entombed Valley, so well, let's take a look at exactly where we are. So we have MvpTAils on the top right as the blue Protoss player, and on the bottom left we do have the red Terran player as EGDeMusliM. So, so far nothing. Sorry about that. I'm probably gonna choke on the biscuit that I nearly ate, croak to death while it's commentating. It'll be the first. So let's get back to the actual commentary itself. We have EGDeMusliM obviously going off with his supply depot, so we should probably have that barracks coming online, including the secondary supply to wall it off. And MvpTAils is not really, he's going for that pylon. Interesting to see what he opens up next with, just to see exactly on what strategy he's planning to go with. So if he's going to go with the gateway first, yes, he is going to go with the gateway first. So most probably after the gateway he's going to go down with the forge, but the gateway first just to get that Zergling up and running nice and early to hopefully try to prevent that initial scout, and of course to get that single unit on the field as much as possible. It's a good deterrent for EGDeMusliM, especially since EGDeMusliM is moving out already with his scout, I do believe. Yes, it is. His SCV is moving out, and of course EGDeMusliM on par with the barracks as well in relation to the gateway itself. So really both the players nearly the same in terms of the actual units or the structures that they're building as well. And in terms of the units, we do have 14 to 13 SCVs to 14 probes. So really they are, I would say, MvpTAils is just that little bit ahead. Of course, the scout by EGDeMusliM is not really going to the correct place. He is going off to the wrong place, so he will have actually more than enough time to get that first, I do believe, zealot up and prevent the actual scout by EGDeMusliM. So Tails really has an advantage here, a good strategic advantage. If he can manage to chrono boost that zealot, he could even pop it out before that SCV does come by. So let's take a look if he'll actually bother chrono boosting the zealot itself. No, he will not chrono boost the zealot. He is actually just continuing standard production. Of course, the SCV is going towards MvpTAils' base, and so far nothing really happening. We do have that cybernetics core. I did believe he would come down with a forge, but no, still no forge, though he might hold off the forge for that actual secondary nexus and place it somewhere down here. So it really depends on how he'll place the wall. Again, MvpTAils are a little bit off, and now he'll finally be able to spot the base, and he knows that, I mean, EGDeMusliM knows that MvpTAils is there. Of course, that zealot already rallied to the point here, really not preventing or chasing down that SCV. That SCV just tucked away and still waiting there. So let's see. That zealot, of course, is being used actually to scout. So he just sent that zealot off. He didn't even bother dealing with the actual SCV. So the SCV is going to move down, of course, do that a little bit of harass in terms of the secondary nexus. But MvpTAils not really bothered with that by EGDeMusliM. Anyways, let's take a look at EGDeMusliM's base. EGDeMusliM obviously up with his second supply. He didn't even bother walling it off. He is going directly for that second command center. We do have a bunker being placed down here, so really interesting to see how exactly he plans to defend this. So he might actually go, I don't know if he's going to take the supply depot down and continue building his own structure here, or if he's going to actually wall it off upwards. It'll be really interesting to see. We do have, of course, that warp gate research coming online, since the cybernetics core is already completed, though. Where is that forge, though? Really still not going for the forge. He is so far just interested in that warp gate research. So will he actually go with that initial harass? It's still time will tell, though. That SCV, of course, is still moving back by EGDeMusliM. He is going to pass down the Zelnaga tower, and that zealot, of course, running again. Same issue. Tails did think he's at the bottom right, but he is at the bottom left. Same type of scouting style as EGDeMusliM. They did go off veer to the wrong corner of each map before they would actually spot each other. So it's pretty funny that both the players did manage to do the same thing. The bunker, of course, is loaded up with 2 Marines, so that should push the zealot back unless the zealot decides to charge through. And I'm not sure if just about out of range on the ramp itself over here. So the zealot is actually going to be retreating. We do have the three, of course. Marines chasing down the zealot itself. Zealot's going to retreat, and EGDeMusliM decides, screw that, he's going to load back into the bunker itself. We do have the first stalker coming online, and the nexus, of course, has already been dropped. So it's 3/4 of the way through. We do have, of course, that one stalker and that one zealot again at the base itself. So warp gate research nearly complete. We might have that probe coming down. Is that probe coming down? Yes, it is. So we should expect to see some actual initial harass. Let's see exactly where that probe is heading off to. He's actually moved to the actual waypoint, so he should move the probe down here. We are going to see some initial harass by MvpTAils as he is moving down the probe, and that warp gate research is nearly complete, and we can see we have that sentry online as well. We do have, of course, the tech lab and the reactor, so we should have those double marines being produced, and of course those marauders. So the double marines are going to be produced from here, and the marauders from this barrack itself. We do have 3 racks for the Muslim, and so far so good. This probe though is really telltale that MvpTAils is going to go in for the push though. Pretty interesting to see where he decides to drop that pylon. Maybe, yes, here it is. He's going to decide to drop that pylon there. Of course, the stim research is coming online for MvpTAils. He doesn't have an idea that it's coming at all. We do have that frontal supply depot trying to wall it off in any whatsoever way. He is moving forward to the ramp just to try to scout out if anybody's there. Nothing is there, as he did move the pylon a little away from the actual frontal base itself. We do have, of course, the secondary reactor to allow those productions of more marines. So we should have a 4 marine by 1 marauder production tab. So here come the marines finally. Here come the units. Here come the marines. Here come the units finally streaming across the map by MvpTAils. So here is the push coming online though. Once this pylon is obviously completed, we should have a couple of war pins as well, as the gateways are going to be producing more units. We have a 3 gateway push by MvpTAils. A nice early on aggression though. I must say we are at the 6.5 minute mark, nearly to the 7 minute mark, and we do have that aggression, but I do believe the Muslim is pretty well set to take care of this, and we do have that stim research nearly complete. Is he going to be able to actually scan the actual pylon itself? No, he didn't see the pylon. He didn't see the pylon. He doesn't know. He is actually retreating to the safety of his bunkers, and this is pretty interesting to see. I do believe that he's going to be actually forced to push out, or he's going to lose the supply depot. He is not really going to do anything about this. He is going to lose the supply depot, as the amount of stalkers should be easily able to take care of the actual supply depot. Even though the SCVs are being pulled off the line to repair it, it's going to drop anyways, whether he likes it or not. There's too many stalkers. He's pulling off more SCVs to try to repair the actual supply depot. He's going to still try to keep it alive as much as possible. He should start attacking the SCVs, and he's taking care of the SCVs now, and the supply depot is actually starting to heal up. And of course the SCV is retreating, as the Muslim knows that he's actually targeting, firing the SCV. So he did lose a lot of SCVs. The bunker obviously out of range. Very frustrating for the Muslim. He can't do anything about it. He can't come out of the bunker because he's going to get killed, especially with the amount of stalkers. So he is just keeping those marines behind the bunker itself. Of course, the supply line dropped for the Muslim. The Muslim can't produce any more units, and he is waiting for that stim research to complete, and the stim research isn't complete. Of course, the Guardian Shield is up by the sentry, and he is pushing forward. Of course, a lot of damage is being absorbed by the Guardian Shield, and I do believe MvpTAils is going to be taking care of these marines themselves. Of course, SCVs being pulled off the line to draw some fire from the stalkers themselves. Marines being pushed forward, but I don't believe this will do any good, as the stalkers should be able to pick off the rest of the marines pretty quickly though. Pretty quickly. They shouldn't last very long, and I do believe this game is it, and of course the Muslim calls it a good game, and this is it for the second game between the Muslim and MvpTAils. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick, actually pretty short game. We are at the 8 minute mark, and I'll see you guys in the third game. As always, happy gaming, and see you around.